Hi guys, thank you for stopping by to share with Julie today. I hope you're having a fantabulous day today, guys. Today's a beautiful day. I hope you're enjoying it wherever you are, whatever time of day you are watching this, guys. And in this video, I wanted to touch a little bit on just a wee bit on type 2 diabetes. Okay, I thought I heard someone on type 2 diabetes. I've done other videos on diabetes before, and I'll put some links below so you could check that out. But I just wanted to reiterate certain things because when it comes to diabetes, the numbers are just skyrocketing every day. The number of people who are being diagnosed with diabetes, and this is prevalent just about everywhere, especially in the black community, in America, in the Caribbean. Ooh, Barbados, the rates are high. I mean, I lived in Barbados for a while, and when you go often in these sites, especially the associations and so forth, the recommendations of what people should eat is really very sad. And there's this belief that, firstly, some of them basically state point blank. Like I for example, I was looking at NHS site for diabetes, that is UK based, and it just states clearly, that diabetes, there's no cure for diabetes. I mean, and when someone goes there, that's what they see, and that's the mindset. People are like, what, I this cannot be cured, and this is so not true, and not in 2018. It is not okay for these associations and authorities on diabetes to be saying this, and especially when there is evidence that a plant-based diet, a whole food plant-based diet, can be used to reverse diabetes. And I'm specifically talking about type 2 diabetes, because type 1 diabetes is a little bit more involved, and I did promise I would have done a video on type 1 diabetes, and it's long overdue, so I will get to that. But people are told, when you look at, for example, some of the menus and recipes on the American website, this Diabetes Association website, I mean, a lot of these are meat-based. And I know there is this big thing about the ketogenic diet now, and people are saying, okay, try it if you've got diabetes, if you want to lose weight and so forth. And there's just this belief that, what, fat is a food. Yes, fat is a food. So what? Keep your body in a state of constant ketosis. Keep your body in a state of ketosis. For this is not natural. I mean, we don't ordinarily naturally gravitate to fat, as Dr. Sebi pointed out, and people who understand this kind of understand natural healing, and who are successful in this field, who are not just speaking from their ass, but have basically proven otherwise, that diabetes is reversible. We are electric beings, and we need electric foods, and that is carbon-based foods, which are plant-based foods, and a whole food plant-based diet. And the evidence is there. The evidence is there that a whole food plant-based diet works. Dr. Sebi, Dr. Robert Morse, look at the work of Colin T. Campbell, look at Dr. Esselstyn. You know, these are people who have used plant-based diet to, you know, deal with a number of health conditions. And of course, I'm not saying I subscribe totally to what everybody says, but what I know is that, from my perspective, a plant-based diet is the way to go. A plant-based diet combined with the herbs can take you that much closer. And a diet that is especially raw, a raw food plant-based diet is even better than a cooked food plant-based diet. A cooked food plant-based diet, yes, it will get you there, but a raw food diet will get you there even closer. And you could check out the video of Dr. Cousins. I think it's 30-Day Raw. I'm trying to remember the exact title. I watched it some time ago, but I never forgot it. 30-Day Raw to reverse diabetes. I'll put the link down below so you guys can check that out. Gabriel Cousins, in which he took a number of people who were dealing with both type 1 and type 2 diabetes and put them on a raw food diet. It was a 30-day experiment, and you will see the tremendous changes. And it's interesting because it does also show the challenges that people have to deal with, the level of addiction that we have to deal with, because we have become so addicted to some foods, and that's why it's that much more difficult for us to give up and to, you know, gravitate to a diet that could bring about health. And I do have a list of hypoglycemic, a list of herbs, and I do have a list of herbs on my blog that have been shown to positively, you know, influence the body in terms of diabetes, type 2 diabetes. And so I'll leave a link below for that. You guys check that out also. But it is not true for someone who has type 2 diabetes and is dealing with type 2 diabetes. A whole food plant-based diet is the best diet, the diet that has been shown to work, the diet that is proven to work. And that includes eating a lot of fruits and vegetables. Yes, fruits. Of course, what I would say for diabetics, the fruits that you would concentrate on mostly, I would say, focus mostly on the food on the lower glycemic index, of course. And as your condition get better, then as you, should I say, reverse the condition, then you could, you'll be in a position where you can have any fruit you want. But fruits are usually vilified, as if, you know, fruits are the problem. The fact that the body cannot handle fruits, it's not that fruits is the problem. It's not that fruits are the problem. It's a function of the body not being able to handle the fruits because the body has an issue, you know. And so, you know, if this is your condition, why not try 30 days raw? Why not try 30 days raw? And you can do your high water content fruits, your vegetables, especially your veggie fruits, such as, you know, your lettuce, for example, your cucumbers, zucchini, cherry and plum tomatoes. You know, you could have some avocados in that, and get all your greens, all your leafy greens, get those in the diet. You know, make your green juices. And these are some of the things that can be done to bring about a positive change. You know, forget about all this meat, forget about all this oil. Keeping the body in a perpetual state of ketosis, it just, to me, it just does not seem even, it doesn't even seem logical, because the body is usually in a state of ketosis. Usually for most people is, like when you fast, some level of fasting. And I think doing it through fasting, have the body in a state of ketosis during fasting, would be more beneficial than having a ketogenic diet that is, a lot of, you're eating a lot of oil, and meat. I'm not saying that for some maybe a plant-based ketogenic diet, maybe something like that for a short period of time, but I just can't in my right conscious mind really recommend that as a form of healing, when I know that a plant-based diet does work, and a plant-based diet can do the job, and a plant-based diet has been proven to work. And too many people are suffering from diabetes, and it's ridiculous. And oftentimes, even in the media all around, we are fed a whole lot of things about diabetes. I remember I was watching an episode of Blackish a little while back, and the episode that dealt with diabetes, that left a sour taste in my mouth, because when you are, because there's so many people, especially African Americans, that would watch this comedy, and their takeaway from it is that, look, just manage your diabetes. It can be managed. Don't bother to talk about the way they dealt with the whole fasting, with the main character trying to handle his diabetes through fasting and all of that. It was just erroneous. And just really, really sending out, this kind of belief that, look, don't even bother to look at an alternative, because the way they presented the alternative, it was in such a negative light that, don't even look at alternatives. Manage your diabetes. But then again, when you look at the fact that the main character has been managing his diabetes for 16 years, then you can understand, because the level of consciousness that you are at is basically based on what you know, oftentimes what you're exposed to, and what you believe, and what you are willing to continue to believe. And so I will, so therefore, if someone is has been managing diabetes for 16 years, then, what do you expect you're going to get? But because for someone who reversed their diabetes in 30 days, you would get a whole different presentation. So it's all about what people are conscious or aware of, what we believe, what we accept,